Welcome to our information video for first-time buyers. Let's look at the impact of why it's so important as a buyer to be pre-qualified. This is what it allows you to do. It allows you more room for purchase negotiation. What can you afford? And how high can you go on your offer? It reduces the risk of losing that home that you have really fallen in love with. It also reduces the risk when there is a lot of interest in a property that somebody else comes in before you because they have been pre-qualified. Because ultimately for a seller, for them the most important is that the offer, once accepted, goes successfully through. That, in the case of a pre-qualified buyer, would more often happen than not. Also less time wastage. If you know what you can afford, you can then go out and select the properties that you want to view that are within your affordability, rather than looking and falling in love with a property only to find out later that actually it's not within your affordability. Besides determining affordability, more importantly, it's going to show you what are going to be the costs that you will incur in raising that finance, because those costs can be very substantial. But let's understand a simple concept first. As a buyer, it's important to understand the concept of supply and demand. So what does supply and demand mean in real estate? Supply and demand determines whether it is a seller's market or a buyer's market. When there is an oversupply or a lot of properties on the market, it forces the property prices down. So that means it is a buyer's market. But when there are very few properties on the market, the prices, because the demand is exceeding supply, it pushes the property prices up, and therefore it becomes a seller's market. It's important for you to understand, as a first-time home buyer, what is the price expectation, which a good estate agent will be able to tell you. What is the difference or percentage of listing price versus selling price? Because if we understand that, then you will be able to position your offer within that range. If a property lists at a certain price, yet generally sells for 10% lower, then you know where to position your offer, because obviously you would like a successful outcome. Just some important tips and factors to remember. Location, location, location. That is the most important lesson in real estate. And a good agent will always tell you, rather buy the worst home in a good position than the best home in a bad position, because a home can always be upgraded. However, a location cannot be changed. Because you're going to be viewing a number of properties, for yourself, write down the key points of every property that you view. In writing down those key points, it also helps you to determine your wants versus your needs. Look at the surrounding amenities in the neighborhood. Are those amenities going to match your lifestyle? If you have small kids, is there a nearby park or nearby library, a nearby shopping center? Your proximity to your work, major highways, school, because that's going to be very important in determining your traveling to and from. Look at the monthly running costs of the property, because it's not just about what your home loan repayment is going to be or the costs incurred in raising that home loan. It's going to be your monthly expenses that you will incur in running and maintaining this property. Your rates, taxes, levies, any homeowners association fees, all of those do have an impact on your budget. And make sure that you ask from any agent to see the disclosure agreement about all the defects on the property, so that you are well aware of what you're buying into. Those are the most important tips and factors to consider as a first-time home buyer. Thank you for watching our information video on first-time home buyers, and I wish you a very successful house hunting.